Hello and welcome to this mini masterclass from me, Mark Terrell from the Motivated Business Club. Welcome along. If you are joining me live, feel free to add any comments. It would be great to hear from you. But this is going to be a fairly short thing. I'm going to have to turn that down because that's playing in the background. So today I'm going to talk about the importance of the right mindset. I think most people talk about leadership in respect to the skills you need, and you do need some skills. So I teach some key skills, some 15 key skills, but none of those skills are really going to be effective if you don't have the right leadership mindset. That's the key. So we're going to talk about mindset here. It's only going to be about 10 minutes or so. So it's a short little mini class, masterclass around mindset and having the right mindset. So without further ado, let's get on with the content. So on the screen, I've got, there's a wheel, and one wheel is intact because the hub is holding everything together. And the one on the right is falling apart because the hub is not holding things together. And that's the key here. The analogy is that if you don't get the central mindset right, then everything else falls apart. And so mindset is so crucial in that it just brings everything together and allows the other things that you need, which is the skills and a process to follow to allow them to happen. But without the mindset, you're never really going to get the results you're looking for. So this is the leadership model that I work from. We're not going to go through the whole model, but we are going to look at the central core there, the high challenge, high support, central mindset, which essentially what we're talking about here is having positive regard and genuineness and high expectations. So that's essentially what we have, and that's what we're going to talk about here with regards to a mindset to get real performance, growth, and get from our team what we really want. And without this, everything else, like I said, is not really going to work. So let's have a look at what I'm talking about here. So let's put on here the high challenge, high support from left to right, and from top to bottom we'll talk about high support, low support. And so we have 4 quadrants here. So that I think what we need to do is think about what happens in each quadrant. That's the useful part here. So let's first of all start at what happens in this quadrant, which is the high support, low challenge. So high support, low challenge, what you'll tend to see is it's going to be a comfortable place to be. It's probably be uninspired. It's about just doing my job, feels okay, and moderate expectations around what you're actually going to achieve. So we can call this place the comfort zone because we're getting all the support, lots of support, but there's no challenge going on. So let's flip it to the other bottom right-hand corner and look at what happens when we're in a high challenge, low support environment. So what's happening here tends to be a pressured environment. It's sink or swim. It's inconsistent. It makes everyone nervous and uncomfortable. That's essentially what's happening. So we can call this place the stress zone, and that's generally what's happening here because we have lots of challenge and very little support. So let's briefly go into this quadrant, which is low challenge, low support. And as you can imagine, this is really not where we want to be because it's essentially demoralizing. There's no purpose. Everyone thinks everything's a bit pointless. Nothing really matters. And most people come to work with the mindset of why are we bothering? Because there's no challenge going on, no expectations at all. And there's no real support going on either. So everyone's just left to their own devices. So now we need to go, and we call that the apathy position. So what we need to concentrate on, as I've already alluded to at the beginning, is to think about how we stay in the high challenge, high support position. So what happens here? you tend to find there's energy, there's purposeful actions going on, inspiring. It's an inspiring environment. People are challenging each other, and there is high expectations. And this is the zone where we can really say that we are going to get commitment. So you can see the difference between these 4 quadrants. But so the important thing to remember is that we can quite easily drift into either one of these 4. And what I talk about is we can become a bit of a bouncing ball from becoming maybe someone that tends to be high support, low challenge. And then when things don't go quite to plan, we jump to this place where we suddenly go from high challenge to low support. And the reason we want to avoid this, because it becomes very unnerving for our team if we're doing this. Because we keep bouncing from one to the other, and people don't really know what to expect. They don't really know what you're going to be like each day. And let's face it, we're going to have times when we are stressed when we're leading a team. But what we want to do is not to go into this stress zone, but what we need to do is go to this zone, which is the high challenge. So maintaining what we might have as a support, but actually and challenging at the same level. So we're not jumping from one to the other. So we're not dropping the support and then going to challenge. We are maintaining both. So essentially what we are looking for is where we can say that we are a high challenge, high support, and it's in balance. So we're not bouncing from one to the other. We are consistently working from a position of high challenge, high support. And then ultimately what we're doing is we'll become consistent in our behavior. People know what to expect from us. We are always expecting a lot from our team, but also being there for them when we're needed. So high challenge, high support is the mindset. And you can have this mindset for a team, but ideally you should have this mindset for your business, be a high challenge, high support business. So you have high expectations of everybody, but you also have the support there to make sure that they're not struggling and dropping into that stress zone. So let's just sum up what we're talking about here. So the high challenge concept is the expectation theory. And that expectation theory is, if you expect low performance, you'll get low. And if you expect high, you get high. So really expecting the best from everybody, then you're more likely to get it. If you don't expect it, don't expect to ever get it. So that's the high challenge concept. As far as high support concept goes, we need to think about how we reinforce the reinforcement theory, which is reinforcing things that are good and noticing when things are good, because it's sometimes we get into the habit of forgetting to notice when things are good and commenting. So the main thing that we need to do to make sure that we are high support and you're operating from the high support concept is to make sure that we are catching people doing things right. And we need to make sure that we're doing that at least 4-5 times more often than we catch people doing things wrong. Because if we fall into that trap of being the person that only catches people doing things wrong, then we're not really leading the team. All we're doing is catching people doing things wrong, reprimanding, and not being the leader that sees good in people and is supporting when the good behaviours are present. So there we are. That's a quick run through with regards to the importance of high challenge, high support with regards to a mindset. The thing with this is it's simple but not easy. We are human beings. We can quite easily fall into the trap, as I've explained, from jumping from one to the other, from being high challenge, low support to low support, high challenge. So we need to make sure that we avoid that as much as possible. And it's something that we need to work on. It's something that you can use in many aspects of life, not just at work. But if you bring that concept to work and you work from that sort of concept, only good can come from it, because it's a place where people will see consistency. You'll get more value and feel better about your role, and you have something to work to. So I hope you found that useful. If you catch this on replay, feel free to leave a comment, and I will catch you again very soon on another one of these mini masterclasses from the Motivated Business Club.